Great day, attractive thinker. Dr. Toni Hatton here, your break the cycle specialist for another episode of Beyond the Break. Give yourself a fighting chance. You visited my website, and if you haven't, you want to visit the attractivethinker.guru and get your free gift. It's a start. It will place you on the right path for clarity and direction. Welcome my co-host Tichet Bradshaw to another episode of Beyond the Break. Give yourself a fighting chance. How are you?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Mindset Monday. It's such an awesome day to be alive.
It is. It really is, attractive thinker. A great day to be alive. See, what we're going to be sharing with you today, I want you to stay in every moment. Stay in the moment. Tisha said it is a great day to be alive. Let's stay right there for a minute. It is a great day to be alive. Sometimes we hear things over and over and over, and they have the tendency to lose their effect. But attractive thinkers know that words are powerful. Words come with power. They have an impact. They make a difference. You don't need power to be normal or average or mediocre, but you need power to move things. You need power to have an impact, to make an impact. You need power to make a difference, to live a difference. So when Tishette said it is a great day to be alive, I want you to think about that for a moment. Number one, it is. How about that? Let's start right there. It is. Think about that. It is. It already is. Whatever it is, it is. And it is great. It is a great day. It's not another day. It's not some other day or, just a day. It is a great day. It is, and it's great. It's a great day, attractive thinker. This is your great day. I want you to think about that. Get rid of that mindset that it's the same day or another Monday. It's not another Monday. It's a new Monday. And it is your great day. And Tisha, you say this all of the time. Any moment of today can change your life for the better forever. Any moment of today. You haven't even seen this day yet. You don't know what this day holds. You know what your to-do list is. You know what you have to do. You know what your responsibilities and obligations are. But you don't know all those little blessed miracles and surprises that are stored up for you along the way. Just be open to it. It is a great day to be alive. You're alive because you're listening to this message. So now you understand that you stepped into a great day because it is. It just is for you. Today we're going to be talking about, I want to feel alive again. Have you ever said that to yourself? You may not have thought about it or anticipated or prepared yourself to say it. Sometimes we make declarations, we make vows, and we say things out of our mouths, that we think about or anticipate. It's like, yeah, you know what, you're right. I do want to go over there today. Or you know what, you're right. I do want to clean out my closet today. You may not have ever anticipated saying this, but some kind of situation that you have been through or you're in right now, and you found you may be in the kitchen or maybe in the office or you may be on a walk or whatever, and you found yourself saying, you know what? I want to feel alive again. You know what? I want to be happy again. I want to feel again. Let's put the alive part to the side for a second. I just want to feel. Sometimes you go through things in life and it can make you stop feeling. You just go through the motions and you stop feeling. And what does stop, you're not feeling, what does that feel like? It feels like you're not considering yourself anymore. When experiences happen throughout our day and opportunities present itself, or you find yourself over here for this meeting or over here for that engagement, or over here because they need you or you need something over there, and you stop feeling. You stop considering your feelings. Somebody asks you, well, what would you like to eat? You say, oh, it doesn't matter. Whatever you want. You stop feeling. You stop participating in your own life. You stop mattering to you. It's one thing to not matter to somebody else, but it's another thing to stop mattering to you. I want you to say this with me. I matter. And I know you may have heard that before, but you may not have felt that before. That's the difference. I want you to say it until you feel it. I matter. How I feel matters. What I think matters. My solutions or suggestions matter. My opinion matters. What I prefer matters. What I would like to do matters. You matter, attractive thinker. And that's one of the initial stages of feeling alive again. To share with our audience how they can start to tap into, or maybe even let's start with what is, sometimes you don't even know that you're not alive in your life. What does it look like when you're not alive in your life?
Basically, it's a feeling of numb.
Mm,
It is that no emotion. You don't feel the highs, you don't feel the lows. You just feel flatlined. You feel like you don't have a heartbeat. You feel like you haven't taken a breath. And that feeling of numbness can come from us accepting things that we should not have accepted, uh, trying to be okay with disappointment after disappointment after disappointment, so much so that you don't allow yourself to have hope. You don't have any goals, any visions, any dreams. You don't allow yourself to be excited about things. You don't feel like it's okay to love stuff, to do stuff. You feel like you have to surrender everything that you are to somebody else's opinion. You have to surrender all your wants and desires to what somebody else wants and desires for you or with your time. It costs a lot to get rid of. It costs you your whole life not to accept your wants, your desires, your needs, your goals, all that is you. It costs us a lot not to accept those things. So when we get comfortable in not accepting the things that are great, because remember, we're always talking about going from good to great. When you get comfortable with the great, you feel that tug towards you, and to ignore that, every time you ignore that, you're allowing a little piece of you to die just a little bit every day. The more and more you keep going day after day after day, that you accept less than, that you ignore what's calling you, you're making yourself become more and more okay with it. But here's the thing. Even though you think you're becoming okay with it, you're not. You're chipping off the good parts of you. And so you end up with this emptiness and this void, feeling empty and void inside, and you don't understand why or how you got here, because it didn't come off as one big chunk. It came off little piece and piece and piece at a time, so that by the time you looked up and became conscious, or you started living life intentional, when you go look in the mirror, you don't understand what you see, who you are. You ask yourself, who are you? What's going on? You don't even know what you like anymore, because you have become conditioned to other people's desire, or you have become conditioned to identify in your life with circumstances. Circumstances happen to the best of us. It does. But we don't have to allow it to identify us as failures. So if you identify with a failure because you went through circumstances, that right there can kill your joy. That right there can shut you all the way down. You don't have hope for anything. And without hope, there's no faith. So when you don't have hope in something, it takes you from here to here. And you start slouching. Your posture is not good. It shows up in everything you do. So you're not even sitting quiet, quality. You're not doing anything of quality. You're just making it day by day. That day by day stuff, you got to be careful on that, because there's people who live in day by day, moment by moment, intentionally. But then there's other people who saying, I'm just here getting through the day by day. And the reason why I always say any moment of today can change your outcome for tomorrow, for the greater, for the better, is so that you don't count today out, no matter what it looks like. You don't know who's waiting to bless you, you don't know what blessing is knocking at your door. You don't know how things are going to come. We have to stop thinking that we know everything, and because there's some unknowns that we haven't accounted for. This is where you try to control stuff so much that you think you have to have all your ducks in a row in order for you to. but you don't have to have anything in order for you to. But you have to understand that you are everything that you need to be. So when we shift from having to needing to be, we shift our mindset right there. So you start to when you start to see things that reminds you of you, that helps you get back into your right mind of you. Say your favorite color, your favorite music, your favorite things that you used to do. You see it, you feel that little tug in your heart, and you start to say, I used to love that. I used to, and I used to, and I used to, and you get used to saying used to. But now, with us wanting to feel alive, there's no better time than now. The present moment offers your ability to be alive, to fill those empty voids. You're not waiting on anything to fill those voids. Those voids can be filled by you acknowledging and understanding who you are, what you're connected to, how you operate, how you are, what you like, what you dislike, what you can and what you are not willing to do, because can and willing is two different things. So when you feel that emptiness and that void, don't keep going in it trying to be comfortable in it. You don't make a home in a trash can. You don't move all your belongings into the trash can. You understand your value and say, wait a minute, I need to stop and make sure that I get reconnected to myself, because a lot of times the reason why you don't feel alive is because you feel disconnected. It's all connected. You know, we want to feel alive. We want to feel anything other than pain and sorrow. You know, some people say, I would rather be mad, because feeling mad is better than feeling something. It's better to feel something other than nothing, because nothing does not feel alive. But that's because you think that feeling bad, disappointed, sad is your only choice. Really? You were not put on this earth to feel sad, bad, down, and depressed. You were created to be alive. You were created to have life and that more abundantly. You know, so if you're saying to yourself, I would rather feel mad than nothing, that might be a step. But let's go above that. Let's reach for hope. Let's reach for joy. Let's reach for, passion and desire. Those are the things that make you feel alive. So yes, feeling alive and feeling empty, we have a choice. It is by choice. Back to you, Dr. Toni.
It is a choice, Tichet. And while you were talking, I was thinking about our Attractive Thinker tribe, our community, and the visual encouragers out there that always listen to this message and that are constantly searching and seeking for something. I was thinking about you, and when we talk about feeling alive again, how do you know even where to start to feel alive again if you don't know who you are? How, how do you know what alive feels like if you have not studied yourself? Because so many times our life situations and experiences, like you said, Tichet, can numb us. So if we're numb, where do you begin to start feeling again? For example, what does numb look like? Sometimes you can walk around numb and your feelings are shut down. A lot of times our feelings get shut down because we withhold things that we want to say and we don't say it, or we suppress how we feel for the sake of the feelings of others. We sacrifice ourselves, our emotions, our feelings, our likes, our wants, our joys for the sake of others, for the joy of others, for the pleasure of others, for the approval and validation of others. And this is how we, like you said, little by little, we numb ourselves little by little. Okay, the decision or choice that I made today caused my arm to go numb. You made another decision or choice. These are, like you said, accepting and allowing certain things. You said, now my leg is numb. Before you know it, your whole body is numb because of what you accepted into your life or did not accept, and what you allowed into your life or did not allow. See, either you're going to honor yourself or you're going to dishonor yourself. There's no middle ground. So we have to honor ourselves in the choices and decisions that we make in the course of a day. For example, in the area of our health, what am I doing to not feel alive in the area of health? Are we eating dead food? There's no way in the world. If you're going to eat dead food, it's not going to make you feel alive. There's a difference between feeling tired, like you said, numb, lethargic, and feeling alive and vibrant and, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, like they say. There's a difference, between the two, but it's impossible to keep making choices that lead us to feeling numb and that cause us to check out of life. It's impossible to keep making those choices and then feel alive and feel energetic and feel vibrant, feel like you're in your skin. It's impossible. So we have to look at these areas of our lives and, like you said, Tichet, go over them with a fine-tooth comb and ask ourselves, am I accepting and allowing something that's causing me to feel numb and unconscious, or causing me to feel lifeless? Am I accepting and allowing? What is it that I'm accepting and allowing in my life? Is it a conversation? And you already know, is it a conversation? When I say conversation, automatically a conversation comes to mind. You automatically know, does that conversation make you feel alive? Does it contribute to your lifeness, your life, the essence of who you are, your breath, your vibrancy? Does it contribute to you being in full color, living life in full color, or does it drain you? After you have that conversation, you're lost now. You don't even know what you were working on prior to the conversation, or you don't know whether you should pursue that dream or go now. Now that you had that conversation, is it a conversation that you're accepting and allowing that makes you feel dead, that causes you to lose energy? Is it a certain meal that you eat? We already know. I can tell you right now, there are certain foods that I eat and they just take my energy. They do not contribute energy to me. So after I eat them, because you have no more energy, you end up falling asleep. You end up too tired to get up and do the next thing that you had planned to do. Food is designed to energize. It's supposed to increase our energy. So with that said, attractive thinker, I want you to think about this. What is robbing you of your energy? Look at those issues. Look at those things in our lives. You don't have to look far. Just ask yourself the question, what is robbing me of my energy? Is it a conversation? Is it a thought? Are my thoughts robbing me of my energy? Are my thoughts contributing to me feeling alive or feeling dead and lethargic and no energy? Are my habits contributing to me feeling alive or feeling lifeless? Or is it what I believe that's robbing me of my life? I want you to think about these things. Is it a place that I go? See, environments have energy with them, and in environments, only certain things can grow there. So, is my environment causing me to feel alive, or is it causing me to feel numb and unconscious? In certain environments, you feel like you can accomplish the world. And in other environments, you feel smothered. You feel like the life is being choked out of you. So we have to ask ourselves, see, listen, attractive thing, you don't have to go far. Sometimes that can block us and stop us thinking that the thing that we desire or the goal that we desire to reach or the thing that we feel like will set us free is out of our reach. It's not out of your reach. It's within your reach. It's right in this very moment that you're listening to this message. Assess, why is it that I don't feel alive? What is causing me not to feel alive? Is it the way I think about myself that's causing me not to feel alive? Is it what I say out of my mouth that causes me not to feel alive? Is it how I feel about myself that's causing me not to feel alive? Is it the choices that I make? Now, here's the deal. You can start right now in this very moment. We have choices to make all day long today. The very next moment that you're presented with an opportunity to make a decision about something, whether it's to wear the blue shoes or the brown shoes, really sit with that and ask yourself, why would I choose the blue shoes versus the brown shoes? I'm saying that this is real simple, but you can apply this to everything in your life and really get some clarity. For example, now this does not have to be a bad thing, the brown shoes versus the blue shoes. You have to ask yourself, because sometimes we're afraid of our greatness. We're afraid of feeling alive. We are afraid of feeling alive. For example, maybe those blue shoes get a lot of attention, and that might not be something that you want, but they make you feel alive. You bought those blue shoes because you were excited about them. You felt like they reflected you and who you are. They made you feel alive, but you feel a certain way about the attention that you get when you wear those blue shoes. So you'll choose the brown shoes that cause you to fall back and hide in the darkness, blend in with the crowd, because everybody has on either black, brown, or gray shoes, or navy. And you rather put the brown ones on so you don't stand out. So see, that's a decision that you're making to not feel alive, not owning your own aliveness. I want you to think it's just as small and simple as that. It's the little decisions that we make all along the day, all throughout the day, that either bring us life or cause us to feel lifeless. So there are some things in our lives that we cannot control, but we want to start with the ones that we can control. Back to you, Tichet.
That's true. And I was just thinking that because our whole day does present opportunities and moments for choices, whether we are aware of them or not. We make choices. The thing about attractive thinkers now is that we are living life intentional. We are not mindlessly walking through life anymore. We are aware of the mindset that we're supposed to have. Which lens do we view life in? So when we look at our entire day, we show up in our day. So when we show up in our day, we get changes. We do see changes, but we can't be afraid of the change. We can't be afraid of going after the great. Dr. Toni, you said we're afraid to feel alive. Being to feel alive, I think, comes from being scared that you can't reach it. So that is the lens of not just the victim, but that is a lens of failure. That is not the lens to view life. We understand that we are winners. Yes, we are groundbreakers, trailblazers, and pathfinders. We are victors and we are winners. So you know that anything, all things are possible. We can achieve anything. If you can think it, you can achieve it. You know, and we can't be afraid to go after it. But let's say you went after something and it didn't turn out the way you wanted to. You know, if you went after something and you got a disappointment, that does not calculate or equal to failure. That equals to, let me try again, or let me try something else. It is up to you to understand which is which. See, when we're doing this thing called life, we have to consider every moment because things can change in a moment. We can't get so stuck in that one little time frame that you had that disappointment or that heartbreak. You might say, I'm numb, and I'm numb because I got heartbroken and this and that happened and this thing went on. Well, are you a victim or a victor? Because victors understand that no matter how many times we get knocked down, we get back up. And victors understand that it's not about what happened to you. It's about how you view it. Attractive thinking, right?
Yeah.
We understand that when we are going through something, we're going to get the lesson or the blessing out of it. We're going to get something out of this. We're not going through stuff for nothing. So when you become intentional and you understand that you are viewing life through the lens of a victor, you understand you can conquer anything. You can overcome anything. You can defeat anything. You can win. It's that your life is designed for you to win. And another thing that you talked about, Dr. Toni, is about assessing ourselves. When you start assessing, so many things comes to the surface. You'll be surprised at the things that come to the surface, and then holding on to things you used to like is okay, but you still got to reevaluate that because the person that you grew to be might not like that. They might like this part. They might want to do this. They want to do that. So when you feel that energy shift in you, you feel that energy. You can live your life numb if you want to. You feel energy when you come upon something that is designed to ignite you, wake you up. You feel that energy. Whether you ignore it or not is a choice. And that's what happens. Sometimes we ignore it and we feel that disconnect. That's what that numbness is that disconnect. When you don't, like if somebody give you something and your arm is numb, you feel disconnected to your arm. It's like it's not even attached to you. You can poke and probe it. You won't feel anything. You feel numb. So the reason why a person would live in numbness is if they were setting their life up consciously and unconsciously. You're setting your life up, right? But a person who's living numb is doing so because they are expecting pain. The only time you will numb yourself is so that you don't feel the pain. So if you're walking through life, you got to assess the pain that caused you to want to be numb and the pain that you're expecting that caused you to want to stay numb. Because being something and staying that way is two totally different experiences. So when we are numb and we're trying not to feel that pain, you got to understand what happens if this turns out differently. Is there a possibility? Why do I believe the negativity over the positive outchanges? Why is it so easy for me to believe in the disappointment that could happen versus the power that can happen, or the power that will happen, or the power that has happened? Because sometimes we focus more on the hurt than we do of the joy that happens to our life, the wins. We'll focus so far on the failures that when we think about all the winning things, we'll make excuses and focus more on a failure. You have a choice not to focus on a failure. So when you go through your life today, be conscious of every moment given to you. I'm not saying every minute, I'm saying every moment, because when you are caught up in the moment, intentionally building your life of power, sometimes those minutes can get away from you, but they won't be wasted. So take advantage of the moments that's given to you and ask yourself, is this something that I wanted? Do I even want to do this? Why am I here? Like she said, you got to assess. You'll see all those things come to the surface. You'll see a lot of those things come to the surface. And when they come to the surface, don't shove them in the closet. Assess them, get them out, and allow them to heal. We cannot heal from our wounds until we start treating them. You can hide them all you want. You can pretend like it's not there. Pretending like it's not there, it could be a really bad thing for you because it'll become infection, and that's what you don't want, infection to grow in your body because you've ignored the call, you've ignored the hurt, you ignored the pain. We're not saying focus on the hurt that you stump your life. We're saying deal with that. If that hurt comes up every time you think of doing something powerful, great, and doing something that makes you feel alive, it's time to deal with that. It's time to assess that. That's the only way it can heal so you can move forward. You can't keep going forward in that same hurt. That same hurt is not designed for you tomorrow. There's some things in your life that happens that you don't account for, yes. But how you respond to it is your decision. How you perceive it is the work you're going to have to do. And you got to make a decision to do so. You got to be willing to do the work. And that's the thing. Being willing to do the work is not always easy, but it is rewarding. Back to you, Dr. Toni.
I like that. I like that. You said a couple of things that really resonated with me. Attractive thinkers, I want you to think about this for a moment. Pain can hurt so bad that you want to stop feeling, that you just check out. You just become numb. You're tired of feeling. And we talk about this in some of our other episodes about the things that we turn to just to feel alive again. I want you to think about that. People turn to shopping just to feel alive again. We're in search of that feeling. You know what that says to me is that we are supposed to, and you said this earlier today, we're supposed to feel that exuberating joy. We're supposed to feel alive. We're supposed to feel vibrant and excited. And these things that we do, if you get to the root of the things that we do that have addictive behaviors or that are self-sabotaging behaviors, we're doing them to get that feeling of aliveness, that feeling that I matter, or that feeling that I'm doing this is on purpose, or I have purpose or intention. We want to feel the fire. We want to feel the passion of life. We want to feel like we're making an impact, that what I'm doing is for something, or that what I'm doing feels and fuels me. So going shopping, we're doing that to experience a certain feeling. Eating, constantly eating, or drinking alcoholic beverages, or smoking certain things, or hanging out at certain spots, environments, just because I want that feeling. I need to feel alive. And when we do that, what that's saying to me is we're supposed to feel that way. We're wired to feel that way. And when our energy gets low, that aliveness part of us gets low, we have to replenish it. And most of the time, if we can't find a healthy way to replenish that, we'll take whatever is available. When you get to that point, you'll take whatever is available, whatever makes me feel alive, whatever makes me feel good. That's the word that people use. I don't feel so good. When you ask people, hi, how are you? Or I'm good, or not so good. We want to feel good. We want to feel great. We want to feel excited. I check myself in the morning because I can't afford to start my day and go throughout my day on low energy. That's not going to work for me. I'm not going to get anything accomplished. And it's a job, it's effort. You have to put forth the effort. I don't wake up fantastic and amazing every day. Although when I'm greeted, I say that they say, how you doing? I'm fantastic and amazing. I may not feel as fantastic as I usually feel, but deep inside, I understand that my state of fantastic and amazing is not predicated on how I'm feeling physically or what I'm going through emotionally. I'm still fantastic and amazing. Yes, I need to do something to get my energy in alignment with that and bring my energy back up. But I'm going to always be fantastic and amazing because situations don't dictate whether you're fantastic and amazing or not. We always have to do our energy work. We always have to put it on in the morning, just like you put your clothes on. You have to put your attractive thinker on. You have to put your fire and power on. You have to put your joy on. It's a choice, attractive thinker. It is a choice. If you want to feel alive again, the power to feel alive again is in your hands right now. You don't have to go anywhere to do it. What you want to start with doing is assessing yourself. Who am I? I go through this with my 12-week program with my clients. It's called Instantly Implement. 12 weeks. 12 weeks we spend on different areas of our lives. There are 6 prominent areas of our lives that we function in every single day. And you want to go over them with a fine-tooth comb and make sure that you're making choices and decisions that make you feel alive, that attribute to your aliveness. You don't want to be making choices and decisions that make you feel dead or numb or unconscious or checked out of life. And we can do that. We can continue in that path of making choices that don't make us feel so good. Saying yes, you've heard this before. Saying yes when you should say no. Somebody asks you to do something, and because they're nice, you want to do it, and you think that you can do it because you have the time to do it, when in actuality you don't have the time to do it because deep down inside you really don't want to do it. So where do you find the time to continue to do things that you don't want to do? Who has that kind of time? Who sits down and writes a to-do list or creates a schedule for the week and you allot time for doing things that you really don't even want to do? You intentionally set appointments for doing things that don't bring you joy, for doing things that rob your energy. Oh, I have 2 hours over here. Let me include some things that rob my energy. Let me fill that with some things that rob my energy. Oh, I'm free from 3 to 5 on Monday. Let me put some conversations and let me make some appointments. Let me meet with some people that drain me. Who does that? Who does that? But we do it every single time when it comes down to when those opportunities present themselves, when that phone rings, the opportunity presents itself, or that phone rings, or you get that email, your phone beep, boop, ring, and then there we go. You automatically know what you're going to get when you encounter the name or the face. You automatically know what you're going to get, but you sign up for it anyway. Well, yeah, let me just get some energy drained out of me today. I could use some of that. I could use some of that activity. Well, let me just do this, or let me say yes, or let me volunteer for this, or let me sign up for that, or let me just drop what I'm doing and do what they asked me to do. And it's not going to increase your energy. So what I suggest, here's your attractive thinker assignment for today. just in today, I want you to be your own Inspector Gadget for today. I want you to assess, assess your energy, be an energy assessor for today. You're assessing what you're putting out and what's coming in, what kind of energy you're putting out and what kind of energy you're allowing. Okay, what kind of energy is coming at you. Even right now, something might pop up on your phone. What kind of energy is that? You're on social media and something gets your attention. Why did it get your attention? What kind of energy is that? Is it making you feel alive or is it draining your energy? You have some things that you have to do today. When you go to do them, what kind of energy are you doing that in? And what kind of energy are you allowing? What kind of energy are you receiving from the actions that you're taking today? I know what it's like to go throughout my entire day giving away all of my energy, my time to other things, people, places, and things. And at the end of the day, I didn't have enough energy for me. I wasn't vibrant at the end of the day. I wasn't satisfied. I wasn't fulfilled. Um, I never got around to me all day long. And I know what that's like. But I was doing that to myself. I was the one making the choices to make decisions that robbed me of my life, robbed me of my aliveness, robbed me of that feeling that I'm wired to have, that feeling that feeds me and fuels me. Attractive thinking, when you find who you are, when you discover who you really are, it won't take much to fuel you. All of the things that you've been seeking and searching and doing to fill that void, that thing that's missing, you won't need that anymore. When you find yourself, because that's who you're looking for. You're looking for you. You're not looking for stuff. You're not looking for things. You're not looking for people. You're looking for you. Could it be that you've lost you? Do you know that what comes along with you, when you find you, everything comes along with it? All of your peace and your joy and your love and your satisfaction, your fulfillment and your meaning and your excitement, your fire and your power, all of that comes with finding you. So if that's true, shouldn't the pursuit be not of all of these other things, but of you? The pursuit should be finding you. So that's your attractive thinker assignment. I want you to pay attention to all of your encounters today. Pay attention to the things that come into your space and the things that you release out of your space today. Are they in alignment with making you feel alive? Are they adding energy to your life or are they robbing you of energy? Because you only feel alive. We feel alive when we have life. When we have life, and if we're giving our life away, how do we expect to feel alive again? Back to you, Tichet.
You said so many things. One of the things that I wanted to go back on, well, first, let me say this. That assignment that you just gave was a game changer for me. I remember doing that years ago. I remember we sat and we talked about that. And I remember before knowing to assess everything and to monitor my energy, I was just like going through my day. I was trying to, go to work, make some money, pay the bills, clean the house, go home, take care of the kids, go to church, come back home. I was doing the same thing over and over and over again. I was going like an energizer bunny, going, but I didn't know that I had time to stop and look at the energy. I didn't know that I was supposed to really look at the energy. So it was a game changer for me when I started, like, you start looking from different eyes. Instead of just mindlessly going through life, I started eating stuff. And then I was like, I noticed I'm tired afterwards. I noticed that after I got off the phone with this person, that I felt like this before they got on the phone, and then I just felt like this, and then I had to try to figure out and take the time to pick myself back up to where I was before. So now that I am aware of that, when my phone rings, I sit for a second. I do not answer on the first ring.
Yes.
I ask myself 3 questions. How am I? Am I strong enough to take whatever's going to go on this other end? Does this person, is this person beneficial or are they going to take away? Am I strong enough that if this person needs me, that I have something to offer them? I ask myself, I also assess the energy because I'm very discerning. So sometimes I could pick up rather this is going to be some drama or some foolishness, and I leave the phone right where it's at and don't become guilty, because I would rather deal with not answering that call than having to pick myself off the floor at the end of the call. So again, it's about choices. You rather feel bad about that, or you rather feel worse about this. Another thing that I wanted to talk about too that you touched on when you said addiction, I thought about artificial joy, building like artificial satisfaction, artificial joy. You know, we do all these artificial sweeteners and artificial food, and you know, these artificial conversations. They're not going nowhere. Everything is superficial. But here's the thing: when you deal with stuff artificially, it's not of substance. It's not going to stick. You're going to need to do it again and again. This is why when you go to certain stores that allows you to give it cheaper, just because you can don't mean you should. That's a statement right there that you might want to put on your wall. Just because you can does not mean you should. Because how many times have we went and got something because it was cheaper? It lasted a week and then it broke down and we had to buy it again. And then it lasted a week and broke down and we buy it again. By the time you finish buying that thing 10 times, you could have bought the one that's a quality. The thing about it is we get so used to putting things in our life that gives us artificial satisfaction that we actually take away from the need of the real thing. So we allow ourselves to get comfortable in the artificial, which doesn't really serve us the way the quality one do. But if you leave that artificial stuff where it's supposed to be, which is not on you, you make room for quality, but you have to believe that quality is yours, that you can have quality. So a lot of people, when I'm talking about artificial, I mean, you're trying to have that artificial joy. So maybe you might drink or drugs or sex or you gotta constantly spend, or you feel like you need this man in order to be joyful, or you feel like you're not happy unless you doing this for that person, or you know, that joy that we're looking for, that we get out of that joy is supposed to be ours anyway when we are connected to our higher self, connected to God. That is what's offered to us. That feeling alive is your connection. It's like somebody plugged you in and then flipped the switch and on came your light. You know, you can feel when you flip that switch and that light ain't come on. I tell you one thing, you never realize how much light you had until you were surrounded by darkness. You ever had a power outage and then you had to light a candle and you realized that candle gave you a lot of light, so you did whatever you could with that candle? If you are attractive thinker, you made the best out of that experience. You took that time and allowed the candle to shine its light. You didn't get upset at the darkness. You became at peace, and then you waited for the light to come back on. But what are you doing in the midst of your power outages? Are you artificially giving yourself satisfaction like a pacifier so that you can just be comfortable in the thing that you're not, that doesn't give you satisfaction permanently or quality? You know, are you becoming okay with mediocre stuff? Are you becoming okay with the cheap stuff? But there's some stuff that are inexpensive. There's a difference between inexpensive and cheap. Cheap does not satisfy you. Cheap is saying, I'm just going to take this because this is all I could get. That's a different mindset. If you're taking something because you feel like this is all you can get, that right there is the first decision you make that is a mistake. When you feel like you can't get anything else, or you feel like you have to settle for this is all I have, this is all I could get, I have to just settle for this, that's not going to serve you in the end. In the end, you're going to look at it and you're going to regret it. So instead of living life of regret, we're wanting quality, intentional, going through life, being aware of our minds and not mindlessly eating, not mindlessly doing, and not mindlessly living. Because some of us, we eat mindlessly. And then we wonder why we have to keep praying about healing when the answer was right here. The answer was given to you, but until you let go of what's causing that situation, you're not even going to see it. Or if you are determined to look at yourself as a victim, you're not going to see your blessing, because what you focus on will grow. So when you're artificially trying to fill yourself with things that are not quality, you're going to, in the end, you're going to feel that void. You're going to go back to that emptiness. So that artificial feeling, like if you go to some of these food stores and you feel you full for about an hour, and then 2 hours later you starving like you never ate anything before because you didn't eat anything of substance, you're spending more time, more quality, more money, more time, more money, and more energy doing things artificially that you have to keep doing over and over and over and over again because it never satisfied you fully. So you are wasting away doing that. You have to become conscious. Allow yourself to believe that you can have quality. Quality is yours. Joy is yours. That feeling that you want, that you're looking for, and that is already in here, and it's right now. That's all now offers is the joy. You have to make the decision to see it. You have to be the believer of you being able to get that. You have to be the one that's willing to go on a journey to achieve that. You have to be willing. You can't wait for nobody to approve you. You can't wait for nobody to say, okay, I'll do it with you. If you got to walk it alone, you walk that thing. You walk it, and you walk it upright. You walk it with your head held high, and you talk yourself into achieving all you said you can be, do, and have, because it is yours. Back to you, Dr. Toni.
Awesome, Tichet. Awesome. I'm feeling what you're feeling, Attractive Thinker, with this message. And I trust that you are considering and ready to take the action steps that you need to take to feel alive again. I want to feel alive again. You have a right to feel alive again. You're supposed to feel alive again. You're wired to feel alive. This is how we're supposed to function throughout life. And I want number two, your attractive thinker assignment number two is, I want you to write down the things, make a list of things that make you feel alive. And if you don't know, pay attention to the things that put a smile on your face. List those things. What puts a smile on your face? How do you know what being alive feels like if you've settled for not feeling alive all this time? So you gotta pay attention to you. So you have to rediscover you again, attractive thinker. You know, it's easy to just push it aside and say, well, I gotta do what I gotta do. I don't really have time for that, or that's going to take too much time, or I don't know how to do it. I want you to book a clarity session, because I'm here to help you get crystal clear on how to feel alive again, what makes you feel alive again, so you can get in touch with yourself. Tichet, you mentioned something about being connected and disconnected. Attractive thinker, when you're not feeling alive, you are disconnected. And here's the thing, disconnected from who? From what? From yourself. You are disconnected from yourself. See, this is about you. This levels the playing field. It takes all of the concerns that you have away, that what you need is what you don't have right now. In order for me to feel alive, I need this. If I can't have that, so I can't feel alive again. You're thinking that what you need to feel alive again are things that are out of your reach. But I want you to know that it is right within your reach. Actually, it's right in your hand. It's in your mouth. It's in the things that you say. It's in how you move and flow in the world. Those are the things that you have control over. You have the power to feel alive again, and you have the right, attractive thinker. I want you to book a clarity session. Visit www.clarity, CLARITY, theattractivethinker.guru, and that's GURU. Clarity.theattractivethinker.guru. Book your clarity session. Set aside this time for you to rediscover who you are so that you can feel alive again. It was something else that you said, Tichet, that I want to share with the visual encouragers and attractive thinkers who are listening to this message. You mentioned something about the choices that we make, and making choices that contribute to our aliveness, and choices that contribute to us not feeling alive. And when you said something in that way, I immediately thought to myself, I said, I'm worth the wait. And I thought about an instance in my life, whereas we were up for a new car. Our other car wasn't working. It was time to get rid of it, and we needed another vehicle. And I said out loud, I said, at this stage in my life, I'm not accepting anything less than what I really want. You know, when you're young and you're raising children, or you have these obligations and other things that you're focusing on, or attached to, or connected to, you make some decisions and choices just to get by, or just to get the job done, right? But you reach a stage in your life and you said, I'm not there anymore, and I want what I want. I know what makes me feel alive. Now, here's the deal. If I'm making a decision for a car that I know makes me feel alive, then there's another decision available to me that I can make that makes me not feel alive. And I made the statement. I said, I will not get up in the morning and walk out of my front door and get into a vehicle that doesn't light my fire. It doesn't turn me on. It does nothing for me. That means I have to look at that vehicle every day. I have to ride around in that vehicle every day. So it has to be something about that car that makes me feel good. See, attractive thinker, this is how we make decisions in our day that make us not feel alive. It's decisions like that. We consider other things in making decisions other than ourselves. That's how you make decisions that don't make you feel alive. When it's time to purchase a car, I'm considering only the money instead of how I feel. Because my environment has to make me feel a certain way. My environment has to be rich in order for me to grow, in order for me to feel alive and expand. And if I keep making decisions, like for example, back in the day, and your parents do it. Your parents might do the same thing. I know my parents did, and they're well wishers. They have good intentions. Oh, I'm getting rid of this chair. You want it? The chair is not my favorite color. It's not my style. It doesn't fit the decor of my home. Why would I say yes? Just because it's my parent or my family, or they just being nice, or well, if I get this share, then I won't have to buy one. Really? But what are you spending? What is the expense of bringing something into your home, into your environment that doesn't match your decor, doesn't light your fire, you don't like looking at it? Have you ever rearranged your room and it looks so beautiful, and the energy was so free flowing that when you finish, you turn the light out to walk out, you pause and you turn around and turn the light back on just to look at it? It did something to your energy. You enjoyed it. It made you feel alive. You were excited about what you accomplished, and you spend time in that space, and you feel good about that space. At the end of the day, you go into that space and you sit down, everything's in order and it's in its place. The colors are yours, they reflect you, and you feel good about that. You feel alive in that environment. It inspires you. So at what cost are we willing to keep making decisions that don't contribute to our aliveness, don't contribute to us feeling connected to ourselves? So I want you to think about that, attractive thinker. Consider that today. Stay in the moment today and pay close attention, because it's going to happen. And I guarantee you, it's nothing new. It's been happening all along in cycles and patterns in your life, in little distractions, in little decisions, little opinions, little conversations, whereas they're contributing more to your lifelessness than they are to your aliveness. And then once you spot it, you'd be like, that's it right there. Dr. Toni and Tichet were talking about that. That's what they were talking about right there. And I have the power to shift that, to change that. Tichet, tell our audience how they can get more of the visual encouragement.
Yes, you can find me on my website at www.visualencouragement.com. We provide mental support for movers and shakers, trailblazers, pathfinders, and groundbreakers. We provide support for people who desire to move mountains but need help lifting the heaviness so that they can create a new vision for themselves. You can go to my Contact Us page, put in your information, let me know how I can encourage you, uplift you, and ignite you so that you can live a life of fulfillment. Again, that's www www.visualencouragement.com. See you soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today, Tichet. Attractive thinkers, visual encouragers, I trust that you have received something today that will make you feel alive again. I trust that you started coming alive while you were listening to this message. Your toes were wiggling, you were moving around in your chair, you were shaking your head, and you were feeling life in your heart. And I want you to make sure that you complete those attractive thinker assignments. Visit our website, www.clarity.theattractivethinker.guru, and book your clarity session with me, the attractive thinker, so I can shine the light on your life and show you those little hidden dark spaces where you can make a change and begin to feel alive again. Click like on our page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and feel free to share this message. Click the share button and share it on your social media sites, because you never know who is looking for, who is waiting for, who is desiring to feel alive again. I want you to remember, our life's work is always to make your life better. It is not what you're going through, it's how you're viewing it. Think attractively. We'll see you soon.